Now that Into the Light is upon us, here is 10 things that you will want to do before the event ends. Whether you're a veteran player, a new player, or someone returning back to the game, there is something in here that you can learn. Let's start off with the most obvious thing. You need to finish all of the weapon quests. I'm sure you are already well on your way to finishing all 6 of the weapon quests this week, but if you haven't played yet, or if you are planning to play in the next few days, you will receive 6 quests of the current 6 weapons that you can farm with Into the Light. The 6 weapons that we can farm this week is the Recluse, the Hung Jury, the Succession, the Edge Transit, Elsie's Rifle, and the Fallen Guillotine. So you should pretty much get a quest for every single one of these weapons after you've talked to Shaxx. Finishing a specific quest will allow you to attune to that specific weapon in the Hall of Champions. Once you're attuned to a weapon, this will allow you to get more drops of the specific weapon from the Onslaught activity and also opening any chests or engrams in the Hall of Champions. So you want to complete these quests so that you can attune to the weapon that you want to farm. The next thing that you want to do is pick the main gun that you want to farm for and specifically farm for the gold roll for that weapon. This is because it will take you a very long time to actually get the perfect gold roll that you may want. As we all know, with weapons in Destiny, it's not just the 2 perks that we want to be perfect. We also need the perfect barrel and also the perfect magazine. So just getting the gold roll does not just end at the 2 perks, we also need the barrel, and it needs to be a perfect 5 out of 5 weapon to be perfect for us Guardians. So this will take you a very long time if you're looking for that specific crisp roll. So this is why I recommend you pick one weapon first, try and get the gold roll, and then move on to your second options. For me personally, I'm going to be trying to get a Edge Transit gold roll before I move over into the Recluse. The next thing that I want to mention is if you're a casual player or you just simply don't have enough time or you feel like you're missing half of this event because you're on holidays, one recommended thing that I recommend you do is just get the curated roll for every single gun. So if you haven't played yet, just by finishing the quest for each weapon, you will get a curated roll, which is basically an almost perfect gold roll. This curated roll will also have the special one-time ornament on it, and it will almost be a perfect gold roll. As an example of this, I finished the Recluse quest, and it gave me a pretty much good roll. It gave me Master of Arms, Feeding Frenzy, Ricochet Rounds, and Polygon Rifle, also with the custom ornament on it. This is pretty much a perfect gold roll for most players, and it's good enough. Now the next thing that I recommend you Guardians do is get the Super Black Shader from the Hall of Champions. Now there's 2 simple steps in order to do this. The first one is to get the Alpha Key from Shaxx by getting and finishing rank 17. This will just take you a few days of grinding out some Onslaught and getting some reputation with Shaxx. As you can see here, once you talk to Shaxx and you're rank 17, you can buy the key here right at the bottom. Now the second key that you will need is from Arcite. This is the Omega Key, and the only way you can get this is by completing every single Brave Weapon quest. This includes all 12, and as you may know, we can only do 6 of them right now, so until the next weapons are released, we can't actually get the second key, but you can be ready by completing the first 6 and obviously having the Alpha Key ready. This Super Black Shader is pretty cool, and it's one unique shader, so this is how you're going to get it, and I recommend you Guardians get it before the end of the Into the Light. Now the next 2 steps are pretty obvious, but I feel like they're still needed to state. The first one is to get the Whisper of the Worm Exotic Sniper crafted. Now I'm yet to do this, but the easiest way to get this done is to head over to the moon, talk to Eris Morn, and she will give you a quest for the Whisper of the Worm. From here on out, just do the exotic mission and you should get it pretty easily. I'm sure there is plenty of guides on YouTube already on how to do this, so make sure you get in there and do it. Going into the final shape, the Whisper of the Worm could be one of the most useful exotics to do damage. We don't know yet, so you may as well just get it crafted now. Yes, you guessed it, the next step is to get the Outbreak Perfected crafted once it comes available in just a few more weeks. The same thing goes for this weapon. Some of the new origin traits that we can get on this weapon are going to be insane, and the Outbreak Perfected is one of the best guns in the game, so you will definitely also want to get this crafted. Now the next recommended tip that I have for you guys is for any new players or anyone returning to the game that isn't already up to speed and at 1810 light power. In the Hall of Champions there is actually a chest on the left of Shaxx called the Gift of Thunder chest. In this chest it has a bunch of goodies, a full set of armor and exotic that will get you up to 1810 light with just a couple infusers. This is a great idea to add this in from Bungie. I've already seen plenty of new lights here in the Hall of Champions that are rank 6, they have blue armor on, and they can just loot this chest and get all the way up to 1810 within a few seconds. Not only can you infuse your armor up here, but there is also a bunch of weapons here that are pretty good, but I would recommend you infuse them into the weapons that you may or may not already have. Now these weapons here aren't the best weapons, so what I recommend you do is obviously infuse them into the weapons that you have, which are probably already better. Just don't get rid of the Thunderlord. That's actually a really good exotic, and I recommend you guys use it if you're new to the game. Now I know a lot of Guardians hate doing bounties, including myself, but I recommend you Guardians do all of the bounties persistently and every single day from shacks. These bounties will give you 25 reputation, and it will give you 10 reputation if you do the repeatable ones. These will add up a lot, and it will get you ranked up with shacks a lot faster. Every time you rank up with shacks, you will receive 1 engram up the top right here, as you can see. Once you claim this engram, it will just give you whatever weapon that you are tuned to. So if you just rank up a few times, there's 5 or 6 free weapons that you can then go and grab. Now another thing that was mentioned in the patch notes that has sort of slid under the radar is a lot of the Dares of Eternity weapons actually got their original perks back. This mention was very low key, as it was just added randomly in the middle of the patch notes, and a lot of players didn't really see this and they haven't even heard about it yet. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and list every single weapon from Dares of Eternity and all of the returning perks. I'm just going to mention a few that are actually important that may turn your head and make you want to go back to Dares of Eternity and obviously farm out a weapon. The BXR Battler can actually now roll with Snapshot and Rangefinder. Both of these perks were removed a few seasons ago, but they are now back and they are on this gun. The Retrace Path, which is actually one of the best solo trace rifles in the game, now actually has Shoot to Loot again, making it a actually really good option for any Warlocks out there that like using the Cenotaph Helm. I myself will definitely be going back into Dares of Eternity and trying to get a Shoot to Loot Retrace Path, because this will be perfect for my Cenotaph build. If you want to know exactly which weapons got which perks back, just head over to your favorite third-party weapon source, whether that's D2 Foundry or Light.gg. Whatever it may be, just jump on there and you can see all the returning perks. And obviously the last thing that I want to recommend is just to not forget about all the other Destiny 2 content out there that is very important to do before the final shape launches. I know you could definitely get stuck up in all of the Onslaught activities and trying to farm out all of these great weapons, but there is still some amazing weapons out there from all the other content in Destiny 2. It's just small things like taking half an hour away and doing a Warlord's Ruin run and getting a chance at getting the exotic from there, the Buried Bloodline. The same thing goes for the Root of Nightmares to try and get the Conditional Finality, still one of the best exotics in the game. Another thing is going to the Helm and making sure you have every weapon from there crafted that you want, because all of these will be going away once the final shape drops. Anything that comes out on a weekly reset that changes week to week is very important as well. Things like Grandmaster Nightfalls to get adept weapons, farming out any Trials of Osiris if a decent gun comes around. The moral of the story here is just to not forget about all the other stuff that Destiny 2 has to offer, unless you're a veteran of course and you literally have everything and this is the only new thing you can do. Yes, sure, go ahead and spend every last minute in Onslaught. But anyway, Guardians, that will wrap the list up there. There are 10 things that you need to be doing with Into the Light before the final shape comes. This free update here that everyone is playing has to be one of the best things that Bungie has done for the game, so drop a comment down below on what your favorite weapon is and the perfect god roll that you are chasing. But anyway, Guardians, if you did enjoy this video, feel free to drop a like, subscribe, comment down below, and all that other good stuff. Be sure to check out some of the other videos on my channel if you did enjoy this video. But again, thank you for watching, and of course, I'll see you in the next video. Later.